Hello, my friends. I like this forest, but I'm afraid of a skeleton. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. I gave a loud groan and let my forehead hit my desk. My black hair fell around me as I sighed angrily. Why? Why did the freaking teacher assign us with two of the biggest jerks in history? I groaned, laying a hand over my dark blue eyes. Adrian chuckled from beside me and placed a hand on my head, ruffling my hair. Adrian, with his short, emo-styled hair and lean, yet muscular body, made him very hot and good-looking. His eyes, which were bright emerald green, were staring straight at me. At least you have Ashley and me. Oh, how could I forget? Ashley is my best friend of 6 years. We've usually been described as being twins, but we just have different hair and eye color. I sighed. Yeah, at least I have you too. Speaking. The only reason I'm pissed is that we have to work on a group project with Riley Moore and Chase Marshall, two of the biggest jerks in the entire universe. Our project was to do a report on animals in the woods. And surprisingly, we had to work tonight. The bell rang and Adrian and I went outside to meet the rest of our team. Riley made a face as we arrived. Could you two take any longer? She sneered. Ashley glared at her and then looked back at me. We ready to go? We'll use my minivan because none of the other cars will fit all of us. We left in Ashley's minivan and got something to eat before taking off for the woods. Hey, since we're bored and all, Ashley began, let's do something. Oh, like what? Chase asks sarcastically. I glanced over from the passenger seat to see Ashley smirk. Let me tell the story of the skeleton man. Adrian groaned from the back. Oh, not this again. Hey, you believe in it too, dumbass. Ashley snorted. Anyway, the legend of the skeleton man goes back years ago in the early 1900s. There was a man who lost everything. He lost his child to disease, his wife to suicide, and his house to the bank. He was so lost that he wandered into the woods to find help, but he came across a person. Ooh, how scary, Riley said sarcastically. Stupid, I mumbled. As I was saying, the man came across a hooded person. The hooded person asked him a question. He asked, do you want a different life? The man, seeing how he lost everything, said yes. The hooded person gave him a different life, but it was more like a curse. The man lost his skin as time went by. He lost his skin, organs, everything, and he became known as Skeleton Man. He lived in the woods for so long he eventually lost his mind and began killing people. Why did he do that? Chase asks. Because he lost his mind, and the instant he shedding blood, he wanted more. The man or skeleton disguised himself in a dark cloak that covered his entire body and killed whomever he pleased. But then he just vanished in the late 1980s. Some say he finally died, others say he just went somewhere else. But to this day, people have said to have seen a hooded man with a very bony body, and some have lived to tell the tale. Ashley finished. Everything was silent for a moment before Riley snorted. That is so stupid. Really, a skeleton man? Sounds like a children's horror story. Be careful what you say, Riley. Ashley smiled. You might be Skeleton Man's first victim tonight. Oh, get a grip, you stupid emo. Hey. I whirled around in the passenger seat to glare at her. That wasn't necessary, Riley. The next time you call her stupid emo, I'll. All of a sudden, the back two tires of the van popped and everyone screamed as the car swerved back and forth. Ashley finally stopped the car on the side of the road. The only thing that was heard was everyone's hard breathing. Is everyone alright? Adrian asks. Yeah, I groaned and unbuckled my seat belt. being the first one out of the van with Ashley. We both went to the rear of the car and looked at the tires. "What the hell, man?" Ashley said angrily. "I just got these tires replaced." I knelt down and saw something in the right back tire. Leaning over, I gripped what felt like a handle and yanked it out of the black rubber. In my hand was a bent-up dagger. "The hell?" Chase swore. "Who leaves a knife in the middle of the road?" "That doesn't matter," Riley said, stomping her foot. "What are we gonna do now? We lost in the middle of the woods." "Shut up," Ashley said and opened the truck. She lifted up the seat and pulled out a few flashlights. "Looks like we're walking back to the school. We should get there faster if we go through the woods," I said, taking one of the flashlights. "Are you kidding me?" Riley snarled. "I'm not walking through those woods." "What? Are you scared of the skeleton man?" Chase asks with a grin, and she punched him in the shoulder. "Not funny, Chase." Adrian shook his head. "Stay here if you want and wait while we get help." "Let's go," he said, and we began our journey through the woods. "Wait, we're coming too," Riley shouted, and she and Chase ran close behind us. "Hey, don't these woods ever end?" I groaned. We had been walking through the woods for over an hour now and it didn't seem to be getting us anywhere. "Seems not." Adrian spoke from beside me. The others were closely in front of us, Ashley up front. "By the way, I heard a little something from Ashley." I raised an eyebrow as I looked at him. "Oh really?" "Yes. Ashley said that you have a crush on me." My eyes narrowed. "Damn it, Ashley. When we get back to school, I'm gonna murder you." "Yeah? I'd like to see you try." Ashley snickered. "So it is true." Adrian chuckled and he slipped an arm around my shoulder. "Don't worry. Your secret is safe with me." I blushed a little. "Aren't you the strong protector?" "Are you scared?" "Of what?" "The skeleton man." I snorted. "Of course not. I believe in him, but I don't think he's that scary." "Hey, guys!" Ashley shouted from up front. "There's a cabin up ahead. Let's see if anyone lives there." I see a light on. "Oh boy. Doesn't she read the rules of a horror movie?" I muttered as we neared the cabin. "This isn't a horror movie, moron," Riley said. "Seems like it," I muttered as Ashley knocked on the door. "Hello." She knocked on the door. "Anybody home?" "Ashley, that seems like a very stupid thing to do," I said, whacking her on the shoulder and looking inside through the window. "I don't see anybody." And then a face collided with the window, making me scream out, "Help me." The mouth moved and disappeared, where we heard a thud from inside. Ashley kicked open the door and we rushed inside, all of us gasping. The entire cabin was splattered in blood and the person, the guy on the ground, was bleeding from a stomach wound. I knelt down and pressed my hands on the wound. "Get me a towel." I glanced at the guy. "Who did this to you?" "I don't know." He coughed, wheezing harshly. We couldn't see his face. "What was he wearing?" Adrian asks as he handed me a towel and I pressed it to the wound on the guy's stomach. "A black cloak with a hood." The guy gasped. "Run." He wheezed and then went limp. I felt for a pulse. "Is he dead?" Riley asks, clutching Chase's arm. I sighed. "Yeah." I stood up and walked up to the kitchen sink, washing my hands of the guy's blood. "We got to get out of here," Riley cried out. I walked forward and slapped her. "Calm down," I said in an annoyed voice. "Nice." Ashley whistled. I shoved Riley out of the way and closed the door, locking it. "Ashley, go see if the phone works." "Adrian, go look for some type of weapon in case we have to use it." Ashley went to the phone while Adrian disappeared into one of the rooms. Ashley picked up the phone and dialed 911. "Yes. We need." "Hello." My eyes narrowed. "What's wrong?" She quietly put the phone on the receiver. It just went dead. Bang! Us girls screamed out. whirling around to look at the door. Adrian came out with a shotgun in his hand. "Found a gun," he said. "What happened?" I quietly walked towards the door and knelt down, looking underneath. I didn't see anything. "I don't see any shit," I screamed out as a dagger came from underneath, barely inches away from my face. I heard a low, demonic growl from outside and the dagger disappeared. Breathing heavily, I scooted away from the door and stood up. "We got to find a way out of here. Should we split up?" Chase asks. I nodded. "Ashley, can you be by yourself?" "No problem," Ashley said. "I keep a switchblade in my back pocket." We went our separate ways. Adrian and I went to the back of the cabin. "Did you hear or see anything outside?" he asks. "I heard a growl from outside," I replied. "It sounded demonic." Adrian blinked. "Well, in that case, if we die tonight," he gently pushed me against the wall of the hallway. "I want to at least kiss you once." And then he pressed his lips to mine softly. I felt my face heat up and I closed my eyes, dropping my flashlight and wrapping my arms around his neck. My fingers tangled in his black hair. He dropped the shotgun and his flashlight and locked his arms around my waist, deepening the kiss. Once I needed air, he pulled away and smiled, resting his forehead against mine. "The first kiss?" he asks. I smiled. "Yeah." I went in for another and then we both heard a loud scream. Damn it, that sounded like Riley. Adrian swore and we picked up our things, running to where Riley was. She was huddled up against the corner and shaking. "There's someone outside." I saw him. She pointed a shaky finger at the window. Ashley and Chase rushed down the hallway to us. "What happened?" Ashley asks. "I think we should get the hell out of here before we're the killer's next victim," Adrian said and grabbed my hand as we ran to the front door. He opened it and we all ran outside. "Where are we going?" Riley shouts. "Anywhere but here," Ashley answered, jumping over a log. All of a sudden, Chase tripped and then screamed out in pain. We came to a stop and looked to see that his leg was caught in a bear trap. He was struggling to get it off. "Get it off, it hurts," he cried. We tried to open the bear trap so that we could slip his leg out, but we just couldn't do it. "We're not strong enough," Riley sobbed. Ashley looked up and paled at what she saw. "Guys." We all looked up and my eyes widened. In front of us was a tall figure in a black cloak. It made a sort of a raspy sound and it rattled as it walked towards us. "Please," Chase sobbed. "Get me out of here." "We can't." Adrian grabbed my arm. "Let's go." "But what about?" "It's too late for him. He'll only slow us down." "You can't leave me here," Chase sobbed. "He's right, we have to go." I grabbed Riley's arm and we ran off. Chase screamed for us not to leave him and his screams turned into cries of pain. We all heard a crunch and then the screams stopped. "The skeleton man exists," I thought as we ran, breathing heavily. We wheezed as we sat down on the ground. "You stupid." Riley slapped me across the face. "We could have gotten him out and you two only thought of yourselves. Now he's dead because of you. Get over yourself." Adrian muttered. "We just saved your life. You could at least be the least bit grateful. But at the cost of Chase's life." Riley shouted. "Shut up," I hissed at her. "We need to go back to the car and get out of here." "But the tires are blown out." Ashley held up a finger. "There's no way we can drive with two flat tires." "Then we'll just have to make the best of it," I muttered angrily. We ended up walking back to the car and driving off, even with two flat tires. The car made loud, thumping noises as Ashley slowly drove. Riley was crying softly in the back, repeating Chase's name over and over again. I rolled my eyes. "Riley. There is plenty of fish in the sea. Don't be upset because the guy you liked died. Blaze, that's kinda harsh. Ashley whispered. I don't care. I don't need some sobbing person slowing us down. I whispered back. I guess you have a point. We just need to find a payphone and shit, she yelled out when something dropped onto the hood of the car. She slammed down on the brakes and turned the car off, getting out. Oh, God, it's Chase. The body on the car gave a jerk. Help me. Oh God. He's alive. Riley cried and jumped out of the car, going around to Chase's body. Barely. I mumbled as Adrian and I got out. Damn. That's gross. We have to help him. Riley grabbed onto what was left of Chase's jacket. Get him to a hospital. Anything, Riley. He's not going to last very long. Ashley said sadly. I feel sorry for him. I really do. But we can't risk our lives for him. Shut up, Riley screeched, turning to Ashley and roughly pushing her. Don't tell me what to do. All of a sudden, I got something out of the corner of my eye. Something that gleamed from above Riley. Riley, look out. A large scythe came down from the trees and stabbed through Riley's lower back and out of her stomach. Blood splattered onto Ashley's face and clothes. Riley gurgled, gasping as blood trickled down from the wound. The same cloaked figure dropped from the trees and onto the hood of the car. With a growl, he swung the scythe and Riley's body flew off, knocking me to the ground.